Hey guys, it's me, Victoria, and today I'm going to be talking about how to help students build better presentations. From reading the text and sitting through many presentations done by fellow students, both good and bad, I observed that many students make the same common mistakes. When speaking about the bad presentations, the common thread seems to be that students either talk too long and tend to ramble on, oftentimes about things that are not important to the topic, or they read from their slides, making the presentation very boring and tedious to listen to. And in this presentation, I'm going to provide some tips and tricks that might help make a better presentation. There are two rules that can really help make your presentation better. The first rule is that presentations should include many images. The more images used can help motivate that particular student to make their point in as few words as possible, thus keeping a presentation from dragging on and becoming very boring and repetitive. The second rule is text should be sparse. A more sparse or limited text can reinforce the same idea of getting your point across quickly and more interesting. What hit home the most with me is how by abiding by these two rules, you can completely change the way anyone giving a presentation will relate to their audience. Nothing is more painful than listening to someone stand in front of a crowd and read their presentation. When someone simply reads, they're usually doing it in a monotone voice, and this is very counterproductive to any idea or thought that they are trying to convey. But making your ideas short, simple, and straight to the point with lots of entertaining images will most definitely enhance any demonstration. It will keep the audience involved and awake and able to follow the main points without getting lost in the ramblings of an ill-prepared speaker. Two great tools to use while following these guidelines are PowerPoint and TouchCasting. PowerPoint is probably the most well-known and most used tool. It has more options for making unique and interesting presentations than most systems out there today. This is the one that most teachers assign students to use. A newer, more inclusive tool is TouchCasting. TouchCasting is remarkable in that it is very interactive, allowing the audience to take an active role in the presentation. When they are watching as an individual, they can click on the links and go back and forth through the presentation, giving them more control of what they are learning. It takes a simple, recorded presentation up several notches. It is important to be prepared when giving a presentation. When having an outline, you have your points and thoughts laid out ahead of you more clearly than you would if you were unprepared for it. And by doing that, it can help you give a better presentation. Another important lesson is to rehearse your speaking skills. When giving a presentation, it is important that you can enunciate your words and that you don't mumble about your topic. When you mumble and you don't enunciate, it can confuse your audience as to what you're saying or what you're trying to convey. Screencasting. Screencasting is very frequently used in how-to videos. It shows a video of someone doing something while another person's voice is dubbed over in the video. The added audio gives the video punch and keeps it from being left flat. These castings are great for teachers to use because they allow instructions done in the classroom to be viewed later. This way, students who may be having trouble in a certain area have the freedom to stop and start the casting as often as they like. This will allow them to concentrate on areas where they need extra help and can give them extra time to practice the skills needed. This helps the teacher tremendously as they are less likely to have to spend time over one area for some students while others are ready to move on to the next problem or concept. They're also a wonderful tool for students to use as well. When students have mastered their subject, they can do their own castings to demonstrate the idea or process they have learned. This reinforces what they have learned and can possibly be used to help others who have struggled as well. The more videos that are made by students and by you, the teacher, the more you have to use as tools in the future. They will keep forever and can be used over and over. Screencasting helps teachers to get Common Core speaking and listening standards into the classroom. It is often hard at times to get most of them emerged into their lesson plans. One core standard specifically addressed when using screencasting is Speaking and Listening 5. To make strategic use of digital media and visual displays of data to express information and enhance understanding of presentations. When either creating or watching a video that has had screencasting deployed, both parties are involved in mastering both speaking and listening skills. The student learns what it is like to be both teacher and student by practicing and therefore strengthening the skills needed to be an adept communicator. Screencasting also incorporates things helpful to the ISTE standards. One is digital citizenship. Students can work in groups to produce screencastings so that they are working together and strengthening their interactive skills. They are helping each other to operate safely and legally when dispensing information. They are often served as a form of checks and balances with each other, making sure no boundaries are crossed that shouldn't be, and that everyone is operating within acceptable ethical standards. Making the option of working closely with the internet and each other when making the screencastings are great ways to learn about each other. This helps students to learn different cultures, different social and economic differences between themselves and others, and ultimately learn respect for everyone. Learning that different can be good. This opens a student up to new worlds that extend beyond their own family or friend base. Using technology in the classroom on a regular basis can only result in better informed and prepared students. Using various tools and standards will help the student to grow into a successful young adult, ready to take on anything and make their own mark upon the world. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any questions, please just leave any in the comments below. Thank you so much.